Welcome, everybody. This is a topic I've wanted to tackle for a while now. It's a growing sentiment that, whether it's explicit or implicit, has been getting more and more prevalent in North American culture. And I want to first present a perfect example of the contradiction that this concept has in its current application.
What's the message of the day?
Love everyone, accept everyone for who they are, their differences, their inequalities, like just tolerance and love and acceptance. That's
Totally
what
agree.
pride is all about.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
Him. Oh God, die. Honestly.
And it's like,
So where did the tolerance and love and all that go? So clearly there's malice affecting his judgment. See what I did there? And malice always ends up making, well, basically asses of whoever is stuck in it. But that's a topic for another video. But where that snippet is often misquoted from, or rather, it's just a portion of one verse, is Matthew 7:1 and Luke 6:37. So I'm just going to jump over here. But first, before I talk about what it's actually saying, the full verse, in fact, the full couple of verses. But first, I want to jump ahead to what it's not. So in verse 6, Matthew 7, it says, "Do not give what is holy to the dogs, or cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you in pieces." So clearly there's a judgment being made here, or a judgment call, or a determination that certain people are dogs or swine. Well, how do you determine that? Clearly you have to look at their actions to determine if they're dogs or they're swine. And then don't give your pearls of wisdom to swine, because they're not going to appreciate it. They're just going to trample it underfoot. So clearly there's some sort of judgment here. So to just say don't judge doesn't make any sense. Otherwise you end up with that contradiction from that clip I just showed, where you talk about not judging, but then in the very next breath you will judge someone. So here's what the whole verse says in context. Okay, so just judge not, comma, that you will not be judged, or that you be not judged. For with what judgment you judge, you will be judged. So let's take this guy, for example. So how is he judging Donald Trump? Well, he's considering him worthy of death, and basically just F off and die. So he's making a final condemnation on this person, saying based on his actions, it's not that he made errors and those errors need to be corrected, is he's no longer worthy of life and should die. And I am standing as judge, jury, and executioner, or maybe not executioner, but I wish someone would execute this man for me. He is not worth, he is trash, and I have judged him as such. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Well, because with that same judgment, you will be judged. So this is a big warning here. People stop early and just go, don't judge, just to justify their actions. Now, this is understandable when I look at the current state of relationships in the world, particularly what social media has done to relationships. Because if all your relationships are based off of just how someone agrees with you in the moment, or you have common interests in the moment. But if the relationship goes no deeper than that, if there's no, especially if there's no agape, you don't want good for someone, then of course, the moment that there's a disagreement, the friendship goes up in smoke, because that's all it ever was. It was just smoke. It had no foundation of agape. So this is a huge concern, and why spend so much time building up a rapport with people before I talk about anything I disagree with them on, because it'd be a huge missed opportunity, and there's tons of huge missed opportunities right now on YouTube, where you just have you've got left wing and right wing talking heads, and they're really just talking to their own echo chambers. They have no one-on-one rapport. And actually, this is why I respect Steven Crowder's Change My Mind, is because he actually, in a short period of time, actually builds rapport one-on-one with people, and minds can actually be changed then. And so it's clear, especially if you ever seen one of these segments, that there's judgment, but there's not this condemnation judgment. And in fact, Matthew 7 is towards the end of one sermon. If you go back to Matthew 5, so the sermon goes from Matthew 5 to 7, or just Luke chapter 6 is a more compact version. It makes it very clear the condemnation it's talking about. In fact, I might as well just do that right now. So murder begins the heart. And but I say that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And so when that is clearly talking about, and judgment, like determining if someone actually lived a life of that actually contributed, taking that judgment we talked before of, is this person trash? Is there any forgiveness for this person? This is the judgment it's talking about right here. So those that are angry without cause, and whoever says to his brother "raka," which is kind of a really, it's almost like baka in Japanese, but it's more impactful than fool. I guess a common or a current equivalent would be like garbage, worthless, and it's so shall be in danger of the council. So again, this idea of final judgment, the final condemnation. So there's clear discernment that we need to have now to determine, is someone worth investing time into? People talking about toxic situations, toxic people. That's different. Having that discernment to determine, okay, is this someone I want to be around, versus I wish death on this person, they are trash. And with all I've had many people tell me they're sick of drama. And in fact, there's these two words that keep coming up: drama and toxic. And if you're in a relationship, any sort of meaningful relationship, you will encounter drama. That's just part of it. And the more people that come in, and more complex the interrelations are, the more drama you're going to have. So it's not of, okay, I've encountered drama and now I must leave this relationship because there's drama. There might be a situation. Again, you need to use discernment. You're not condemning the person, but you need to use your judgment whether or not you stay in contact. But in terms of just up and leaving any relationship because there's drama is only robbing you and the other people involved of a deeper relationship. And so I've had, well, first of all, I would just want to go back to the whole agape love. With my friends, I want the best for them. You could say I want the best for people in general, but of course I've got a bias for friends and family. But for food, for drink, for sex, for all the pleasures in life, I want the best. No, not just for me. I want it for those I'm in a relationship with. So one of my one thing I love to witness is those who've been married for a while, with still the spark alive, and so if there's kind of a raised eyebrow and it's like, do I need to step out for a bit and let you guys have some alone time? And I love stuff like that where there's still an appreciation for it's I won't call it guilty pleasure. It's actual healthy pleasure. So I do not like, either for myself or with my friends or family, to overindulge in alcohol, because I know from personal experience how it feels, and I don't want that negativity for other people to experience. So when I see people taking shots, I'm slow down because I don't want you to feel sick from it. And so when I see people escalate various coping mechanisms, whether it's in the area of sex or drugs or whatever, I'm concerned and will often speak up, especially if I've built up rapport. So if it, drugs, that starts getting to the harder drugs, starts moving to cocaine or whatever, I express my concern. Now, that is not a condemnation. That is a concern out of agape love. So I'm making a judgment, but I'm not judging. I'm not doing what Matthew 7:1 talks about. Similar things with when it comes to spiritual stuff. I've got there's a lot of things that annoy me, but whatever, I'll just take it in stride. But there's certain things where I draw the line at. For example, Ouija boards. That's getting into direct. You're requesting direct connection with demons, and so there's only going to be two results that come out of it. You aren't going to establish a connection, and you're just going to reinforce a false belief that's nonsense. Or B, you are, and you're going to not have a great time, and no one's going to believe you if you try to speak up. So either way, it's not a good time. So I don't want that for any of my friends. So I'm going to speak up if something like that happens, if there's a friendship. So this video, for example, right now, if we haven't built our friendship, I don't know, don't feel bad or don't not feel bad based off of anything I just said. We haven't established a rapport yet. Maybe just, put it in the back burner of your mind. But I've just had a number of friends that I've seen some take my concern to heart and make changes. I've seen others not and suffer, and I've been saddened by that, and that it's that suffering I did not enjoy. I did not enjoy being right. It still sucks, regardless of. I don't get joy from being right when my friends and family suffer. So anyway, that's a topic I wanted to tackle for a long time. So don't fall for this lie. If you've got friends that you've built a rapport with, and they're going down a path that it's not just your opinion. You know, whether it's for personal experience or whoever, that it's gonna be a path that harms them. Don't be afraid to speak up, and don't take this this twisted version out of context concept that you're judging someone just because you're speaking up. That's nonsense. Anyway, that's it for today. I will see you in the next one.